You've probably heard about Ozempic, Wegovy, and other weight loss drugs taking over social media. Some people are losing dramatic amounts of weight. Others are dealing with serious side effects. And if you've ever wondered whether weight loss drugs actually work, or if they're just another quick fix that doesn't last, you're asking the right question. Here's the reality. Weight loss drugs can be effective, but they're not magic. They come with trade-offs, and they're not right for everyone. Understanding how they work, what the risks are, and when they actually make sense is critical before considering them. Today, we're breaking down how weight loss drugs actually work, who genuinely benefits from them, what the science says about effectiveness and safety, and which options are worth considering. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these drugs do and whether they make sense for your situation. Let's start with the basics, because understanding the mechanisms matters here. Weight loss drugs work through different pathways. Some suppress appetite by affecting hunger hormones. Some block fat absorption in the digestive tract. Some increase metabolism or energy expenditure. And some work through multiple mechanisms at once. The most talked about weight loss drugs right now are GLP-1 agonists like semaglutide and tirzepatide. These mimic a natural hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1 that regulates appetite and blood sugar. They make you feel fuller faster, reduce cravings, and slow gastric emptying so food stays in your stomach longer. The result is significant appetite suppression. People eat less without feeling like they're fighting hunger constantly. This leads to weight loss, often substantial weight loss, especially in the first few months. But here's what most people don't understand. These drugs don't fix the underlying reasons you gained weight. They don't change your relationship with food. They don't build healthy habits. They suppress appetite artificially, and when you stop taking them, the appetite suppression goes away. Research shows that most people regain a significant portion of the weight they lost once they stop taking GLP-1 drugs. This isn't a flaw in the drugs, it's the reality of how they work. They're effective while you're on them, but they're not a permanent solution unless you're prepared to stay on them long term. Now let's talk about who actually benefits from weight loss drugs. These medications were originally developed for people with obesity and related health conditions like type 2 diabetes. For those people, the health benefits of significant weight loss can outweigh the risks and costs of long-term medication use. If you have a BMI over 30 or over 27 with weight-related health issues, and you've struggled to lose weight through diet and exercise alone, prescription weight loss drugs may be appropriate. But if you're lean, relatively healthy, and just want to lose 10 to 15 pounds for aesthetics, these drugs are not designed for you. The risks don't justify the benefits in that context. Weight loss drugs are also not a substitute for addressing the real issues. Poor eating habits, sedentary lifestyle, stress eating, lack of sleep, and metabolic dysfunction all contribute to weight gain. A drug might suppress your appetite, but it won't teach you how to eat properly or build sustainable habits. Now let's talk about the side effects, because they're real and they matter. GLP-1 drugs commonly cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation, especially when starting or increasing doses. These side effects often improve over time, but some people can't tolerate them. More concerning are reports of muscle loss alongside fat loss. When people lose weight rapidly without adequate protein intake and resistance training, they lose muscle mass. This is a problem because muscle is metabolically active and crucial for long-term health and function. There are also emerging concerns about potential long-term effects. Gastroparesis, or delayed stomach emptying, can persist even after stopping the medication. Pancreatitis and gallbladder issues have been reported. And we don't have decades of data on what happens when healthy people use these drugs long-term for weight management. Other weight loss drugs have their own side effect profiles. Orlistat blocks fat absorption but causes digestive issues and oily stools. Phentermine is a stimulant that can increase heart rate and blood pressure. Contrave combines naltrexone and bupropion and can cause nausea and headaches. Every weight loss drug comes with trade-offs. The question is whether the benefits outweigh the risks for your specific situation. Now let's talk about cost, because it's a massive barrier for most people. GLP-1 drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic cost over $1,000 per month without insurance. Even with insurance, copays can be several $100s monthly. This makes them inaccessible for most people, and it raises the question of whether that money could be better spent on a nutritionist, personal trainer, or high-quality food. For people with legitimate medical need and insurance coverage, cost may be manageable. For everyone else, it's a serious consideration. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Weight loss drugs work, but so does eating less and moving more. The reason people struggle isn't lack of knowledge, it's adherence, environment, habits, and psychology. A drug can make adherence easier by suppressing appetite, but it doesn't solve the root problem. Building sustainable habits, fixing your food environment, managing stress, prioritizing sleep, and training consistently will always be more important than any drug. If those fundamentals aren't in place, weight loss drugs will only provide temporary results.
So with all that covered, let's get into the 3 best weight loss drug options you should actually consider if you've decided this route makes sense for you. For the most natural option, the best pick is green tea extract with EGCG. This isn't a pharmaceutical drug, but it's one of the most researched natural compounds for fat loss support. Green tea extract contains catechins, particularly EGCG, which can slightly increase metabolic rate and fat oxidation. The effect is modest, typically an additional 50 to 100 calories burned per day, but it's real and backed by research. It also provides antioxidants that support overall health and may improve insulin sensitivity. The stimulant content from natural caffeine can provide energy without the harsh effects of synthetic stimulants. Effective dosing is around 400 to 500 milligrams of EGCG per day, typically taken in divided doses. Look for standardized extracts that clearly list EGCG content. The benefit here is safety. Green tea extract is well tolerated by most people with minimal side effects. The main concern is liver toxicity at very high doses, but this is rare with reasonable supplementation. The downside is effectiveness. Green tea extract will not produce the dramatic appetite suppression or rapid weight loss seen with pharmaceutical drugs. It's a subtle metabolic support tool, not a powerful intervention. This is the best option if you want natural fat loss support with minimal risk and you're not looking for aggressive pharmaceutical intervention. For the best value, the best pick is phentermine. This is a prescription appetite suppressant that's been around for decades and is significantly cheaper than newer GLP-1 drugs. Phentermine works by stimulating the release of norepinephrine, which suppresses appetite and increases energy expenditure. It's effective for short-term weight loss when combined with diet and exercise. Research shows that phentermine can help people lose 5 to 10% of body weight over 3 to 6 months. It's typically prescribed for short-term use, usually 12 weeks, though some doctors prescribe it longer. The cost is much lower than GLP-1 drugs. Generic phentermine is often under $50 per month, making it accessible for people without insurance coverage for weight loss medications. The main limitations are that it's a stimulant, so it can cause increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, insomnia, and anxiety. It's not suitable for people with heart conditions or high blood pressure. And because it's intended for short-term use, it's not a long-term solution. The formula also has cardiovascular benefits. Recent research shows it reduces risk of heart attack and stroke in people with obesity and heart disease, which adds value beyond just weight loss. The downsides are cost, potential side effects, and the need for lifelong use to maintain results. Insurance coverage varies widely. Side effects like nausea can be significant, and stopping the medication typically leads to weight regain. But for people with significant weight to lose, obesity-related health conditions, and the financial means to sustain treatment, semaglutide is the most effective pharmaceutical option available. This is the best option if you want maximum weight loss effectiveness and are prepared for the financial and lifestyle commitment it requires.
Now let's address one more thing. If you do use weight loss drugs, you must prioritize protein intake and resistance training. Otherwise, you'll lose muscle along with fat, which will harm your metabolism and physical function. Aim for at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight and train hard 3 to 4 times per week minimum. So where does this leave us? Weight loss drugs can be effective tools for people who genuinely need them, but they're not magic. They come with real risks and costs, and they don't replace the fundamentals of nutrition and training. The best choice depends on your health status, goals, budget, and willingness to commit to long-term use. If this breakdown helped you understand weight loss drugs and whether they make sense for your situation, let me know in the comments. And if you want more evidence-based health and fitness content, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Coming up next are deep dives on sustainable fat loss strategies, how to build muscle while losing fat, and whether fat burners actually work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.